welcome back to Slothbox. I'm Lyndon Dixon, joined today by Micky Ellison. Micky, how are you getting on, mate?
Yeah, good. Cheers, pal.
Good.
How about yourself?
Yeah, not too bad. Just firstly, before we get on to anything else, I just want to address the news that your fight with Thomas Whittaker Hart is off. One of our reporters spoke to Thomas at his gym the other day, and he said that he'd heard the fight's off. Just from your end, is the fight off?
Never been on.
Never been on.
Never been on. Not for me. No, it's never been on.
Talk to me. Explain. So because obviously I was looking forward to it, but what's the situation?
I think January time. I got asked about it, and to be honest, I don't feel like I need to give him a rematch. I mean, for me, I know on the night it was given to me by just one round, but I think I won it a lot more convincingly than how it was given, and I just don't feel having a rematch with him does anything in any way to benefit me, moving forward. Yeah. It's like going over old ground, and I don't feel there's anything to really prove there or gain at the same time.
And that's the thing. I understand that you want to move on with your career, and like you say, a rematch might not necessarily be the best thing at the minute. But he did say that even though the fight's off now, or like you say, it wasn't even on, but would you fight him again in the future? Maybe not next, but down the line?
I'll fight him anytime, but obviously it's got to make sense.
Yeah.
I'll fight him outside his house. I'm not that I'm scared of fighting him, not at all. I just think, actually thinking about the right thing to do. I just think it don't make sense, like career-wise.
So you mentioned earlier that the fight was never on. Was there ever anything set in stone, like from Eddie Hearn and his guys, that was contract sent over, or was it just sort of agreed? What was the actual situation there?
Well, it's a bit of a complicated
it sounds
thing.
A bit messy.
It's well, I got offered the fight. Like I say, I think January time, didn't fancy it, said no, and I think that they probably just thought, he'll change his mind, he'll do it, or whatever. But yeah, I mean, I wasn't even in the gym, like training.
Yeah.
For a fight. I'm not full time like him, so I've still got work and things like that to go to. So yeah.
But the first fight was a great fight, and rematch or not, you won the light heavyweight Central Area title. Firstly, how did it feel to win that title at Wembley Arena?
Well, I actually won it at Liverpool against Jake Boyton a couple of months before, and then I defended it. And I mean, people are suggesting that I didn't want to fight Tom Whittaker Hart in Liverpool. That wasn't the case, to be honest, because the lad who actually fought for the title, that were in Liverpool. So that ain't true. Do you know what I mean? I'm not bothered about going to Liverpool to fight a Scouser.
But fighting at a place like Wembley Arena, how did it feel? On a Katie Taylor undercard, what was that moment like? Yeah,
to be honest, it were a buzz. Walking out, and that was my Madison Square Gardens. I've gone from the small old shows, to a place like that. So it's just a case of absorbing it all and soaking the experience up and just enjoying it. No pressure, nothing like that. It's just you're choosing to go in there, just make the most of it and enjoy it, which I did. Yeah, it was good.
But if you look at your form, though, your last two fights were undefeated fighters, and you've beaten both. But before that,
they're both Scouse lads as well.
Yeah, exactly. But before that, you had a couple losses, but you've been causing an upset recently. What would you say the form's down to?
I'd probably say just like being back in love with the sport. I had a couple of losses, but if you learn from them, they're not really a loss, are they? And it's not going to deter me and turn me away from the sport. I want to get as much out of it as I can. And even like you say, I lost. Even though I lost in those fights, I still think I gained a lot from them as well. So it's experience, and like I say, I'm back with Alex at Elite in Bolton and back enjoying it. Can't wait to get to the gym every night, and yeah, just things are starting to click now. I never had the biggest amateur career or anything like that, so I've kind of learned on the job, if that makes sense. And I think now stuff's falling into place.
Well, we mentioned earlier that you fought on the Katie Taylor undercard at Wembley Arena. How keen are you to get back to that big stage? Because you say you're trying to make the best move for you now next in your career. And well, how keen are you to get back to that stage?
Yeah, I mean, ideally, I'd like a date with a couple of weeks' notice. So, obviously, I'm ticking over, but I'm not like I'm not exactly in camp. So, but yeah, like anything really, that's like give me some carrots, dangle some carrots in front of the doors, and that's it. Like, I'm not over bothered about money. I've got a job, so ideally for me, I want that English or British Commonwealth title on my fireplace. The money do it for me. I just want the belts.
The thing is, I think quite a fickle thing from boxing fans is once you've got those losses on your record, some people do write you off. And I feel like you have been written off already in your career. Well, what do you say to those critics? I mean, you've like we mentioned, you've beaten 2 undefeated prospects in your last 2 fights. What do you say to those critics?
Just keep. I couldn't give a fuck about them really. I'm not bothered. I just like I say, as long as I'm learning from it, I'm not doing it for anyone else other than me and my family, to try and hopefully give them someone to look up to.
Exactly.
So I'll just keep coming again. Yeah, I've no intentions of losing again, but even if I lost again, I'll just come back better. And yeah, that's it really. I think what did he say? Like a great fighter, it don't matter if they get beat; it's how they come back from them losses and improve.
Exactly, mate. But you're the Southern Area champ, and I feel like this year's just started. But what can we expect from Micky Ellison for the rest of the year? What does 2023 have in store, mate?
Big bad energy.
I love it.
No, hopefully, ideally some good big wins, and hopefully some titles. That's obviously the dream. Yeah, a couple of knockouts would be nice as well. But as long as I'm, progressing, yes, some big wins. Hopefully, some titles there.
Well, mate, it's been a pleasure speaking to you. I've been Lyndon Dixon. It's been Micky Ellison. Micky, thanks for coming on, mate.
Cheers, Lyndon. Thank you very much.
Cheers.